A new crisis at the heart of the Scottish government as the Scottish Greens and the SNP clash over the COP26 deal. What did I tell you guys? A couple of weeks ago, I said this COP26, the whole conference, is not going to make everybody happy. You're going to have various groups, at least 3 or 4 different tribes. You've got the actual, Greta Thunberg and those sort of people, the extreme side of the militant side, and you have the politicians. Then you got the classic globalists and those, the people with the big money and big business trying to do what they feel that they have to do in terms of the peer pressure from the mainstream media and the organizers, the United Nations. Now, Glasgow had to host this conference this year, and the UK government were the main players, despite the fact that India and China managed to ruin the whole deal. Boris Johnson and the world leaders had to come out and say, guys, we got a good deal. It's not the best deal, but it's an okay deal. Reminds me of Brexit all over again. But when we know that the SNP, considering Nicola Sturgeon as First Minister, came out to weirdly take the side of Boris Johnson and the world leaders, saying that, yes, Boris is right, this was an okay deal, this is great progress. She forgot the fact that her partners in government are the Scottish Greens. This is a power-sharing situation, sort of like a coalition government, but not really. Now we have Boris Johnson and Nicola Sturgeon and the other world leaders who were present at the conference saying that this is a great deal. Brilliant deal. Everything's perfect now. Great progress, despite the fact that China and India ruined it for us. But the Scottish Greens are coming out to say that this is a disaster. It's shameful. The whole thing should be completely scrapped. It should start from the beginning, and everybody should eat worms, and everybody should live in caves, and this is the end of the world as we know it. Now, there's a big issue for Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP. There is already an infighting inside the party up there in Scotland, and also in the Parliamentary Party in Westminster. They have to deal with their own members first, because there's a lot of people still upset with the way she handled the Alex Salmond inquiry a few months ago last year. That's one thing. Second thing is, this power sharing kind of situation they've created with the Scottish Greens is not just about the Green agenda. It's also about independence for Scotland. Now, if the support collapses, not fully collapses, but if it gets undermined, it is going to completely ruin the chances of Scottish referendum. Now, Mr. Harvey, who's the co-leader of the Scottish Greens, is also a minister for zero carbon buildings, whatever that means. He's gone to say that the failure of governments to deliver an agreement that puts the planet on course for a 1.5 Celsius rise is shameful. Now, he is very upset with the way things have gone on the issue of fossil fuels, but also it's essentially coal. But obviously, as we said, China and India had their own agenda. They weren't ready to accept this extreme reduction and phase out situation, so they decided to kind of slow down the pace. But all I care about is the fact that the Scottish referendum, as an agenda, is going to go down slowly, at least for now. It might come back up again, but right now, thanks to the climate issue dividing the Scottish Greens and the SNP, we might have some issues. Also, there's no way, absolutely no way, that the Nicola Sturgeon's government could have the credibility now to even push for that second referendum anytime soon. They might do it. Boris Johnson will say no, and they might do an illegal fake referendum, which is not really legally binding at all. It's not even advisory at that point. But we'll see how all that will kind of play out. But on this channel, I do have one good announcement. Big surprise for you guys. We are bringing back the live streams. We're going to have Sunday live streams going forward. The main channel, myotc.co.uk, we have a lot of stuff to add, including a lot of good conversations coming up. Tomorrow we have Sonia Elijah coming back on the channel, the investigative journalist, to talk about the C word that we can't talk about on this platform, all the issues with the testing, but also the jabs and everything else. And we're going to have all the other shows are coming up later this week. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.